How much jail time will you serve if you are facing a DUI in Tennessee? It's going to depend on the case itself and very particular facts about your case. If you're facing a DUI in Tennessee, you are looking at jail time. Okay, I mean, you have to be convicted, of course, but if you are convicted, then depending on facts and other things about the case, then that's going to dictate how much time you actually serve. A standard first offense DUI in Tennessee, and let's say that this is a fairly vanilla case without any aggravating factors. The mandatory minimum by law is 48 hours. 48 hours in jail if you are found guilty of that, okay? Now, realistically, you probably served a few hours just getting arrested and getting booked, right? When they took you to jail, you get booked and processed, and you have to wait for a bond to be set to get released. So you use up a few hours there. In my experience here in Memphis and Shelby County, anywhere from 12 to 20 hours or so is spent doing that, and you get credit for that. So if you spent 20 hours or so in jail when you were arrested, and you end up pleading guilty to the charge, and it's a minimum 48 hours, you got credit for the 20, so you would owe the court 28 hours. And they don't take you to jail straight from court that day. You get to pick. You have to turn yourself in within 30 days. All right, at a date and time of your choosing. You got to be there at the jail at that time exactly, on the dot, to serve the rest of your sentence. But again, standard first offense without anything terrible happening to it, minimum 48 hours in jail. Okay, now there can be factors where you're gonna serve more time. If you had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.20 or greater, then you're looking at a minimum 7 days in jail. 7 days in jail. Now, 0.20 is really high. That is 2.5 times the legal limit. That's why the legislature put that punishment in there. That is extremely drunk. And if you're found to be at that level, then the court is going to give you a minimum of 7 days in jail, 7 straight days in jail. Okay? And there are other factors in a case that can lead to a higher sentence. If you had a child in the car with you, if there was an accident, if there were drugs in the car, if there was a gun in the car, these things can all be considered by the court or by the prosecutor. They can be considered by the court in sentencing you. They can be considered by the prosecutor in negotiation and making a settlement offer. If they feel that it's an egregious case and that there are aggravating factors here, then you're going to get hit with more time. Second offense DUI in Tennessee is a mandatory minimum 45 days in jail. Wow. First offense is a minimum 48 hours in jail. Second offense is 45 days in jail. So you can see how seriously the legislature takes this, and the courts and the prosecution. So if you get convicted in its second time, then you're looking at 45 days in jail, day for day. They do have a work release program where if you're employed, then you can go to work every day and keep your job, but you must go back to jail, turn yourself in to the jail every night. Okay, so that's how that works. Every offense, every level of offense, the punishment goes higher. So a second offense, a third offense, a fourth offense, it just gets higher and higher. But those are some basic numbers when it comes to jail time. There are lots of other consequences of a DUI in this state. Jail time is always one of the first ones that people ask me about. That's the most concerning, obviously. So there you go. I mean, it could be as little as 48 hours in jail. It could be 7 days. Could be 5 days if it's one of those cases where if there's a wreck or something like that, or some bad facts to it. Something to think about. So if you've been charged with DUI and you're working you're worried about this and you're wondering, am I going to go to jail? How much jail time am I looking at? That's an overview. Give me a call and we can talk more about it.